Hello, hello! Today we're gonna do something really fun. I feel like you can't go anywhere nowadays without seeing the much beloved Sanrio characters. They're all so colorful and cute and always put a smile on your face. My personal fave is Kirby, but I also have a soft spot for Cinema Roll. But did you know that according to the Hello Kitty Wiki, there's over 600 characters? With such a massive amount of mascots, some are unfortunately bound to fall through the cracks and into obscurity. But today, we're gonna shine a light on a few of those forgotten characters. And of course that involves turning them into magical girls, cause you know, kind of my thing. Toot toot, all aboard the magical girl train. For my criteria for obscure, I decided to use the official 2023 Sanrio character ranking as my guide. Every year, Sanrio has its fans vote on their favorite characters. For this challenge, none of the characters I picked could be from this ranking, which left me with a pretty big pool because the ranking only goes up to 90. So if for some reason one of the characters I picked today is one of your faves, don't blame me, blame Sanrio. Alright, without any further ado, let's get started on our first magical girl. Our first character to be reborn as a magical girl is Ayanki. I don't know if I've ever seen a character more perfect for being turned into a magical girl. I absolutely love everything about her, from her rainbow hearts to her adorable earrings, and not to mention the fact that she's a pink monkey. Ayanki was designed for a collaboration between Sanrio and an idol named Aya Matsuda. She was created to be a friend for Aya and keep her company. According to the wiki, she can use her tail to sense when someone is having troubles related to love, so that'll be a fun thing to keep in mind for our challenge. For my initial sketch, I already had a pretty clear idea of what I wanted to do. Since Ayanki was created to be an idol's company, why not turn her into an idol-inspired magical girl? I wanted to use as many shapes as I could from Ayanki's design, so I played around with giving her these big loop-like twin tails to mimic her round monkey ears. She already had a bunch of accessories, so all I had to do was expand upon them and make it so they made sense for a human to wear. Since I wasn't vibing with the skirt, I switched to giving her shorts and liked that way better. Being inspired by a monkey, I wanted this character to be super energetic and look ready to start bouncing all over the place, so shorts were the most logical option. Plus, they helped to keep her design closer to the original. For the colors, I try to stay as close to Ayanki's original design as I can. I do end up straying a little bit to add in some white to help break up the big wall of pink. After finishing my 3 sketches, I wasn't in love with any of them. So I did some thinking off camera and ended up with this. I think she's so perfect! It's amazing how something as simple as having the hair pointing up instead of down can really change a whole design. With her design settled on, it's time to give her a weapon. Since she's an idol, she's gotta have a microphone. I took some inspiration from different mic designs from Prepara, since they're all super cute and really unique looking. My vision for the mic was that it was going to be the replacement for her tail. With her magic microphone, Ayanki can find poor souls going through love-related drama and lift their spirits with a song. I absolutely love how this came together. I wish it was a real toy, honestly. Now that we've got everything designed, let's get to sketching. For Ayanki's pose, I wanted to capture her goofy, slightly mischievous spirit. And since I only ever found images of her sticking her tongue out, that was a must. I try to give her body lots of different angles to help add energy and excitement to her pose. Once I'm confident in my sketch, I decide to color the pre-sketch. That way, I can make sure all of the color placement looks good before moving on to the final and deciding I needed to change it all then. The colors look a little different from my original sketch because I decided to use the eyedropper tool to take the colors straight from the original Ayanki to keep them as true to the original as I could. After that, it's time to move on to line art. Lining this one was so fun because I got to draw so many hearts and bows and all that great magical girly stuff. It was also pretty simple since there's a lot of repeating round shapes, so just duplicating and repositioning them saved a lot of time and made everything look really consistent. And then OBS decided to crash and I lost the last 40 minutes of my recording. In the arms of the angel. I mean, it could have been worse. I didn't do anything too different from my normal coloring process on this one, so that's nice. I was really excited to show you the different ways I shaded her little hearts though, so hopefully I can do that another time. So now we can just jump to our finished Ayonki. She came out so cute! I absolutely love her colors and the way I was able to translate her personality from monkey to magical girl. Alright, time for the magical girl train to head to the next stop. Toot toot! Next up is Fifi, a friend of Hello Kitty. She seems to be mostly known for being a recurring character on the Hello Kitty and Friends show from the 90s, but she did get her own plushie at least once in the early 2000s, so that's cool. She's also still mentioned on the Hello Kitty page of the official Sanrio website, but that's about the most you'll see of her nowadays. Fifi is a little sheep who is described as talkative and energetic, and having a bit of an old soul. Since Fifi's design is a lot more minimalistic than Ayonki's, I feel the best way to make that work for a magical girl design is to give her a theme. Since Fifi is a sheep, I decided to take inspiration from shepherdesses and Lolita fashion. The two go pretty much hand in hand since there's a lot of Lolita looks that include bonnets and different accessories along those lines. It also works really well with Fifi's overall sweet and cute design. For my first two sketches, I play around with different shapes and ideas. Besides her fluffy yellow hair, I want to keep her signature red flower in the design as well, since she's very consistently shown with that. After finishing the two, I move on to a third that combines some elements of each, but mainly pulls from the first sketch. I do make some changes, like making the bow on the front a little bigger and making the puffy sleeve see-through. I put down some rough colors next. Fifi's dress doesn't seem to stay any consistent color, so I went with this white tealy blue shade I found. I like how soft and gentle it is, and it really makes her hair and red flower pop. With Fifi herself good to go, it's time to make her a weapon. Since we're going for shepherd vibes, what better weapon than a shepherd's crook? And to make it an appropriately cute magical girl weapon, I make the rounded part into more of a heart shape. With her signature red flower and a bow, her weapon's done. Easy peasy. Moving on to the final illustration of Fifi, I wanted her to look very sweet and a little bit shy. I also was faced with the challenge of including her crook without it blocking half her body, but I was able to strategically tuck it behind her dress. I had so much fun drawing the waves of her skirt. Drawing all those wiggly lines is very calming, and seeing how good they all look together makes it even more rewarding. One of the spots I got tripped up a little was the brim of her bonnet. Hat brims like that always seem to give me some trouble, but I'll keep practicing, and I'm sure I'll be more confident drawing them soon enough. Like Ayonki, the line art for this one was super fun. I do end up using quite a few layers for this, but I got into a flow of adding a new element, then merging it down, so my file didn't get too confusing. And with the line art done, and OBS functioning again, it's time to color. I love how color just brings a drawing to life. I also didn't mean to make Fifi's main colors primaries, but it works out nice since red, yellow, and blue go good together. For her sleeves, I ended up adding a noise layer and turning it white to make it look a little glittery. I love this touch because it adds a little extra visual interest and helps break up the blue with a different texture. When I got most of the flats in, I realized I wasn't happy with her eyes. Something about them felt a little unnerving to me, so I redid them, and I'm glad I did. The face is the first part of a drawing someone looks at, so you want to make sure you're happy with that part. After adding in some shadows and a few gradients, Fifi is done. Oh my goodness, she came out so cute! I feel like I really captured that super sweet, fluffy Lolita look, and I think it works great with her original design. If I were to go back and do it again, I might try to find a way to make the flowers work a little better. They seem kinda stark in drawing compared to the rest of the look. Let me know in the comments what you think. Now, on to our final obscure Sanrio character. So, this is the part where the magical girl train kind of went off the rails. When I thought of making this video, I knew for absolute certainty that I needed to include the king of obscure Sanrio characters, Big Challenges. Even though he has a bit of an internet cult following, Big Challenges never actually appeared in any Sanrio media until 2023 in the mobile game Hello Kitty Island adventure, even though he was originally created in the late 1970s. I don't know about you, but I frickin' love this guy. Look at him. He's perfection. From his goofy smile to his beady little eyes, he's just the best little guy and I love him. If Sanrio ever made any official Big Challenges merch, I'd be right there ready to hand them my credit card. So, with my burning passion for Big Challenges, I knew he needed something extra special. And that's when I stumbled upon Fragaria Memories. Upon first glance, it just looks like Sanrio's version of Twisted Wonderland, but instead of being a mobile game, Fragaria Memories seems to be music and internet webisode based. From my Break Wiki story summary reading, it's about a collection of handsome anime men, and Ramicha, who are referred to as fairies who have signed a contract to each protect and serve their respective Sanrio character. My god, that wording makes it sound like they're making a pact with a demon or something. Anywho, the idea formed in my brain of instead of making Big Challenges into a traditional magical girl, making him into the handsome anime man he deserves to be. So that's what we're doing for our last design today, because boys can be magical too, you know? So, for my initial sketches, my guiding thoughts were handsome, trendy fashion, and cowboy aesthetic. Because each of the Fragaria boys seems to have a bit of a theme, and what better look for a mysterious alligator man than being a cowboy? So I'm sure you can tell we're off to a great start here. Since 2 out of 3 of my guiding words were super vague and subjective, I really struggled at this point. The 2 designs I drew were, well, an absolute mess, and definitely not befitting of our man of the hour. Frustrated, I decided to take a step back and take some notes on the designs of the Fragaria Memories characters. While they are designed by different illustrators, there's a few common threads I could find between the characters. There was a dominating theme of street fashion and fantasy-inspired formal wear. All of these characters also had white as a main color for their design. So, with these new, more solid ideas in mind, I did some perusing of the internet for some different contemporary cowboy-inspired looks, since that happened to be a trend not too long ago, and found some modern takes on the look. I also looked at some different K-pop outfits too, since those guys are always dressed super cool. Armed with knowledge and a newfound confidence, I did some sketching off camera and came up with this. I think it's the perfect balance of cowboy, handsome, and goofy gator man. For his pose, I knew I definitely wanted him to have one hand on his cowboy hat and to have a little sway to his pose just to give him a little sass. He also needed a big goofy grin since that's Big Challenge's signature feature. Another element from the Fragaria boys' designs I brought in was flowers. While it's not in all of their designs, flowers are an easy way to add an extra touch of personality to any handsome fellow. For our Big Challenges, I went with magnolias to go with the cowboy look. We also couldn't design a sassy alligator man without giving him an alligator leather jacket. Don't worry, it's vegan. I absolutely love all the different textures I'm able to bring into this design, from the fringe to the leather and the flowers. Though, I think my favorite detail on him is his little Eggman glasses that are a cute nod to his beady little eyes. They also add to the mysterious vibe and are just so all-around perfect. For colors, he's of course going to be mostly green. I do bring in some different shades of green to help break it up, as well as adding in some gold accents. Another easy way to break up large sections of the same color is through adding different textures. For example, I used some lighting on sections of the black fabric to differentiate it from cloth and leather. I've gotta say, I'm pretty impressed with how the cowboy hat turned out. They're notoriously hard to draw, and I think I did a bang-up job. And with the last few touches, my version of a handsome Big Challenges is done. I'm so happy with how he came out. He looks so cool and yet so silly and goofy. Like, he's totally the type of character that you think is cool, but is actually a big goofy idiot. And with that, we have our 3 obscure magical people. Man, I don't know if I can pick a favorite this time. Maybe Aon? Let me know who you'd pick down in the comments. And I'd love to hear about any obscure Sanrio characters you think deserve some love. If you had fun, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe for more silly art videos. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day! Bye bye!